Hello there, it's LazyMax. Today I'm gonna be making a tier list for fun. Uh, I made this tier list template. It's 3 tiers. Don't really think I need more than that. The divide between characters isn't really that big, so I'm just gonna be using 3 tiers. I'm gonna be placing the sword character combinations as honestly as possible because I think that's more fun. Yeah, I've put some thought into the placements already, but I'm just gonna go and feel and try to place them as we go. Yeah, really isn't much more to be said about it. The game is kind of dead, so it's very debatable what is where, even more so than what tier lists usually are. They're always debatable. But either way, let's just get into it. So, what do we place where? I'm just gonna shuffle a couple up into the top tier that I believe should be there. Where is Jian Pure? Where is you can go there too. Longsword Ryoko. Who am I missing? Not really anyone. And the order is gonna be best all the way to the left. So who's the best character in the game? And I thought so much about this, so yeah, I'm just gonna place GM Pure there. When it comes to GM Pure, she has a really good move set. She has a lot of good moves, and that's a contributing factor because most characters that are good don't have a lot of good moves. They just have like 1 or 2 good moves. But she has a lot of them, and it just so happened to be that what she specializes in is range and gap closing. She can hit you from across the screen, and when she does, she's gonna combo you and kill you in like 2 combos. When you have that unforgiving of a move set where you hit people from ranges they can't really hit you from, and then you also instantly kill them, it's kind of too bad. You probably need a little bit more time to deal with Pure than she's giving you. She just kills you too soon. And the same thing can be said for Katana Judge. And he's one of those characters that don't have a lot of good moves. He has one good move, B1 tier 2. And yeah, that one deals 31 damage with 2 multihits. So I think especially Gion Pure and Cat Judge are kind of above everyone else because they aren't just good, they have damage too. Longsword Ryoko and Jian Ryoko are pretty much the same. I'd say Longsword is a little bit better because he's got good block punishments. Blocking is way safer than intercepting and he gets the same damage of both, so you'd rather just block. Thing that puts Ryoko below these two is that although he's really good, he just doesn't have the damage. So if you're struggling against Ryoko, you just keep tanking the hits forever and try again. He actually gives you an opportunity to figure him out across during the course of the match. Gian Judge. Well, Judgment is a character with really high base damage on his attacks. Really isn't a character made to have fair combos. Whenever you take a character like Judge and allow him to combo, he just demolishes you. So you can kind of put him in the high damage category, except he just doesn't have the quality of moves that these two have. See, the thing with Judge is, as strong as he is, the sword and character synergy isn't really all that good. And it's because Judgment really likes to charge B1. And while you're charging B1, you're not gonna be able to use that sweet intercept. Like you can use the feint with Cat Judge. See, this has a defensive method that you can use while charging, so that's good synergy. You can't do that with Jian Judge. That's bad synergy. He's a charge character. So yeah, you charge up B1, that locks your ability to intercept away. And then you whiff the B1 and it has like a million recovery frames, so you're not gonna be able to intercept there either. And either way, people don't attack you after you with a B1. That's not typically what happens. They either hit you out of it while you're charging it up to surprise you, or they parry it with a heavy. That's what the most common counters are. So you're not gonna be able to use intercept for that. And what are you going to deliberately not charge just to be able to intercept? Like it seems a little bit clunky. And then you got these two. These two actually have good sword synergy. In Ryoko's case, the reason he has so good synergy with Katana, it's his movement. Okay, he can run around and like go all across the screen with movement the same way Katana Yarch can. Katana Yarch has the air right feint, which you can shuffle jump into, and Cat Ryoko has the F2 feint, the F4 feint, and the air sides if you want that too. And combine that with a couple of shuffles, it's really hard to hit a running Ryoko. And then he can also use those feints to gap close to get more hits in with his combos. All in all, it doesn't his combo game isn't really all that much better. It isn't necessarily even better. And the lack of the block actually about makes this thing even. Would you rather move out of the way of your opponent's hits, or would you rather just stand close to him and not get hit anyway? Cat Phalanx also has really good synergy, mainly because of the post-attack feint cancel on his F2. So you do fast 1, fast 2, then you feint, and then you shuffle into another fast 1 too, and that way you can keep hitting your opponent forever. See, the problem with Phalanx is that Phalanx doesn't really have enough damage to be relevant in this game. He has some of the fastest attacks in the game, fast sides, and also fast 2. Um, but despite the fact that his attacks are so oppressive, he just doesn't have the damage to actually impact the game. He walks up to the opponent, hits them a million times, and then still ends up getting out damaged by 1 or 2 attacks. When you give Phalanx a sword that actually allows him to deal some damage, that's what pushes him into viability. Not only does Katana allow you to get extra hits by better comboing, because his comboing actually isn't that good by default, it has better base damage, and then you have the parry damage, which can help you if you do a heavy or a B2. And that's gonna be the top tier. Now I'm just gonna put all the characters that I don't believe in as much, but still think is okay in the mid tier. I'm not sure about this guy, Scimitar Arch. I might actually place him up there because that sword synergy is pretty damn good. Would I want to fight the Scimitar Judge myself? That's the real question. And to be honest, I don't think I do. I'm really scared of that guy. Judgment is a charge character. Scimitar allows you to access your charged attacks instantly, and Judgment has a lot of punishable moves that you can make safe, like B1 tier 3, which you just can cancel into like heavy left or fast right or something. And then B2, which you cancel into F3 or fast side. Which means this is kind of like Judgment with a little bit less damage, but instant B1 tier 2s and unpunishable B2s. So this is like Judgment, except he's even safer. He can just mash moves into you. He doesn't even have to be passive like most judgments need to be. And now we get into suboptimal judges. Rapier judge, longsword judge, kind of the same thing. What else? I do believe the phalanxes are gonna go here. Scimitar 2. Scimitar Ryoko 2. I'll explain those in a bit. Think this one is actually good enough for here. Rapier Pure, huh? And these are the characters I really don't believe in. I don't believe in Vanguard at all. Except I'm gonna move Longsword up there. Scimitar is okay. Don't believe in these. Don't believe in that guy. No. Longsword Judge. Synergy is actually pretty good, and the reason is Judgment doesn't have a lot of good moves to fight its opponent with when it's uncharged. Which means that if you have a defensive method that allows you to stall while you're not charging, well, then you can make up for that downtime. But I would rather just play Cat Judge and not have to wait for the charge anyway. Rapier Judge, you can say the same thing. A little bit less damage on B1 tier 2 and his balanced attacks in general, but it isn't really very noticeable. And then you got the nukey fast attacks that aren't really that easy to hit either way. That's a general thing with longsword is if you take a bad character and allow them to not have to use shitty moves and instead just block, yeah, that kind of works. If there's any character you don't really know how to play as block, can't really do that with all swords, but it works really well with longsword, which is why it's very difficult to place a character with the longsword in the low tier, but somehow this piece of shit manages. I thought Gion Phalanx had more damage, but I don't think so. I think Gion Phalanx and Longsword Phalanx just don't do enough damage to be able to be that much of a threat. I believe Giant Phalanx is gonna be better at catching jumps than Longsword Phalanx, but in the end they're just gonna get knocked back before you do any damage to them. Rapier Phalanx kinda has a little bit more damage than these guys and could be there, but the thing is he has drawbacks too, which kinda makes the fact that he has damage not as good. His forward attacks, because he's using Rapier, will just get equal parry then he falls behind. Scimitar, well, they can spam charge attacks. It's not really that complicated to understand. Scimitar Phalanx is quite low damage too. You can force some better parry situations without any drawbacks, unlike Rapier Phalanx. It's really safe, but you're gonna have to hit the opponent a lot. So it's Phalanx with even less damage, although safer. Scimitar Ryoko is a bit is pretty much the same. He doesn't deal any damage of his regular combos, but if you charge B1 into tier 3, you can nuke the opponent. So it's gimmicky, but you can make it work. Rapier Pure is the type of character that deals no damage, but you can't hit her very well. She's probably one of the best defenders in the game for the reason that she has really good walking backwards attacks. Balance left is a walking move where you can walk during the swing. Fast right is a walking move, so you can walk during that swing. And you just walk backwards with them. You cancel one into the other. Balance left, fast right, balance left, and you become pretty much untouchable. But you need to be really consistent. And if you get hit even once by a decent damaging move, you're gonna fall behind in damage quite quickly and not gonna be able to recover. So you need to really be on point with her. Uh, Not really something I'd recommend, but it can work. Longsword Vanguard, you just block for the most part. She doesn't really have any that fast moves. Nothing too quick. She has fast one too, but it's slower than Ryoko's F1 at the same range. So she just gets bullied by Ryoko, by Phalanx, probably by Pure too. And then you have Scimitar Pure. Scimitar Pure allows Pure to combo okay-ish to the point where she's kind of playable. But you still don't do that much damage, so it's kind of like Pure, but you're giving them a chance to counter. Now it's the low tier. What's up with the low tier? Longsword Pure is just terrible. It's like no combo ability. You're not gonna be able to flow your attacks into one another too good. I think there's a lot of punish on hit situations where like if you do a B2 when someone jumps, you get punished and whatnot. Not being able to combo off a fast right is a really big deal, and you don't have any redeeming factors. Rapier Pure at least is good at running away and defending. Scimitar Pure can actually combo off a fast right. Longsword Pure, you're just gonna have to block all the time, but you don't really have a good block punisher, so you can't really make anything out of it. Even Vanguard has better block punishers with like balance left or something. So this is just stall the match, but the problem is even if you stall the match with block, you're not gonna be able to do anything. You're stalling and then you're stalling and you're never gonna get an opening because you don't have anything to open up with. So you're stalling till you lose, basically. Katana Pure, same thing, essentially. The feints aren't really that good. Can't really think of anything to do with the feints. No, not that good movement, honestly. The air sides feints, they're a little bit too slow. Unlike Judge, you don't really need to use feint resets for anything. She doesn't have a good string one. She actually prefers to be on string 2. Her best charging move is balanced left, which you can access on all strings, so don't really need to feint for that. And yeah, she's just garbage. Then you got all the vanguards, and well, that's not really that hard to understand because Vanguard is sort of like Ryoko, except her fast 1-2 is just slower than his fast 1-2. And so she gets outpoked by Ryoko, by Phalanx, and she even gets outperformed by Katana Yodge, at the very least if he's charging, but yeah. And then she can have a rough time against Judgment's heavy left. Because a lot of Vanguard's moves are actually keep out moves, like balance left, balanced right, balanced 2, where she doesn't really move forward all that much, but she kind of stands on the spot and tries to do some kind of parry. And those types of moves get really countered by long range heavies. So yeah, she's a little bit gimmicky. She doesn't have anything reliable. She's essentially a bootleg Ryoko where her fast are just worse, and then she kind of has a B4 which is slightly better than Ryoko's F4, but it's kind of hard to get to B4 anyway. You could try to whiff fast in there by like side canceling fasts, but the opponent is probably gonna rush you down and not let you do that. So it's very hard to access her good move, and that just makes her kind of bad. She hits a lot of new players though. And what typically happens there is she shuffles in with the fast 1-2 and it actually hits them. And then from there she can do pretty devastating combo fast 1-2, B3, B4, fast 1-2 again. And it sort of loops really well, but it's only gonna matter if you hit. It's only gonna matter if that start is good, and the start is the hard part. Once you're started, you can keep going very easily. And she has some okay heavies, I guess. And then Rapier Ryoko. Just not any damage. It's like exactly like Scimitar Ryoko, except Scimitar Ryoko has something with damage, which is a charged B1 into tier 3. But Rapier Ryoko doesn't have any damage. Not B1 and F5 used to have a little bit more damage, but they don't anymore because Rapier got its damage nerfed, and that didn't just affect Rapier Phalanx, it affected Rapier Ryoko too. So yeah, you can play some kind of defense. It's not really as good as Rapier Pure, so just do that and you lose. And that should be the entire tier list. Um, this template is created on tierlist.com. You can just search Blade Symphony in the search bar. Then you can make your own tier list. And yeah, and these are really debatable. This is just what I'm thinking right now. I might play the game and change my mind. And honestly, I'm very uncertain of a lot of these because there aren't a lot of players playing this game and giving me an idea of how the characters can be played. So some of these probably have hidden potential or whatnot. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good time.